Well, good day, my ladies and my gents. Okay, well, now that we got the Chrysler 300B out of the way, that turned out to be a pretty build. We're going to start. I got stuff over here. I just realized I needed to shift a little before it fell off the table. Um, we're going to talk today about the ProStock effing everything group build hosted by Josh, our good friend Josh over at VCG Resins and Chris Bell, who has Scale Speed Shop, and a little bit about Chris over there in the Scale Speed Shop. He does a lot of the designing of the parts that most of the parts that Josh prints out, and so they you can if you have your own printer, if you're lucky enough, you can go over there to Scale Speed Shop, and I don't have a direct link to them, but I will have a link to vcgresins.com, and he has links there to Scale Speed Shop, and you can go there. You can buy the plans, the program to go into your 3D printer, and make your own parts if you so desire. Yeah, they putting on this group build, the basic general rule. Uh, uh, I have allergies real bad rain last few days. Everything's pollinating. So if I cough or sneeze or have to scratch my nose, that's what's going on. But anyway, rules are fairly simple. Drag racer, basically pro stock, pro street is acceptable. They're not going to dig out the NHRA rule book. Oh, you have to have this. You can't have that. The big thing is, number one, have fun. Number two, get nutty. Go wild. Do something unusual. Uh, Everybody has seen the Chevelle, the Nova, the Duster, the Corvette, the Camaro. Everybody's built some of those, and I've got a couple of kits like that in here that I'm going to build up eventually. But this one is, well, it's like a buddy Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop. He's going to make a front engine Corvair. One guy is going to use a VW Rabbit as a base. Another one wants to use a Fiat, one of the new Fiat 500s. I think Tiffany over at uh, Dirt Road Cinderella is doing a 1950 Olds Custom. This type of thing. Me, well, I'm doing the 1965 Revell Chevy stepside pickup. And the other rule is you got to use at least one part, fairly good part, not just like a gear shifter, but I believe. But anyway, you need to use some VCG resins parts, or conversely, you can get stuff from, like I said, get plans from Scale Speed Shop and print your own. But you need to have some that are from one or the other or both. After that, let your imagination run wild. So, uh, but on mine, well, let me get the camera turned around and I will show you kind of what I got going on. Yes, brain fluid. Uh, well, let's try this once again. As you can see, I've got parts galore up here. I'm not going to go through everything. I keep trying it and I keep winding up with a 20, 30, 40-minute video. And so I'm going to try and keep this kind of short. But what we're going to start with, the I was looking through last night. I spent a couple hours going through what I had, what I got going on and everything. And I discovered, and doing, plotting and planning, I discovered that the rear tub, the back half, I call it a rear tub. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's So if you hear me talking about the tub, this is what I'm talking about. Uh, I found that it's just a bit too wide for the step side. And if you hear me call it a step deck, it's because, all the flatbedding years we hauled step deck trailers and I got used to that. So if you hear me say step deck, I'm talking about the step side. So, brain farts, when you old fart disease or something like that. But this is too narrow to really use on the step side. So a while back, I built the 66 Fleetside, and instead of putting the pickup bed on it, I used it as a welder bed that Josh used or offered a couple of years ago. And well, the bed was designed for the 65, 66 Revell pickups, and you could you'd fit them on others, but you'd have to do a little bit of work on it, on the frame and whatnot. But they were designed for these, so I wound up with the Fleetside bed left over. It's a direct replacement, same size, dimensions, outer dimensions, and wheel location as the 65 step side. So it is a direct replacement, and it will fit directly on the frame. I've already checked that. So what I did was I went through, where it is, let me get my paintbrush. There it is. Handle makes a great pointer. You can see that I have marked here, 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 and here. And I just basically need to cut across here, cut across here, cut here, cut here, and remove all of this, including these, to get the tub to fit. And so I don't know yet if I'm going to have to take out the back portion here. I'm going to wait and see after I get this all out and get that tub to fit in it if I need to do that, but that'll be in the future. That's going to be one of the first things I do, because if I thoroughly screw this up, I may just build this as the step side pickup and do something else for the build. And once I'm able to get this done right, then I'll start attacking the cab. And of course, using the front clip, these got to go. So I went around back and I marked generally where the tubes are going to go and where I need to cut, which is basically right along here and right along here. And which, when you start looking at it, is basically from where this is where the hood slips in when you get it all built. Cut from here up to here on both sides. Get rid of these. You can still use the radiator front end, and but that'll basically get it to where things will fit. Yay! So, but yeah, there's that. Then of course I got the interior tub portion, and I'm going to need to cut out basically this stretch here. I'm not sure how much of this under between the seats I need to remove for the drive shaft. I'm going to have, that remains to be seen. I know I'm going to have to cut out a big chunk here for the Lenco, because it's a pretty long engine. It may even come back to here, or a transmission, not an engine. Let's see. Where is my Lenco? That's the fans. There we are. But this is that pretty beast. And so, yeah, it does the job. But like I said, it is a long piece. And if the engine comes, to where that is, I'm just kind of giving a fit. That's going to be most of it. So I may just have to go ahead and just wholly take this whole portion out and use some styrene and make a tub there. I'm not going to yammer on and on and on about everything that I'm going to do on this. I'm just kind of giving us my starting point. I've got decisions to make. I've got the, like, for example, I got duals from Josh. I'm going to put duals on this just for giggles. Josh said that would be fun. But I got these from Josh. They're 19-inch bud mounts. And then I got these from Mobius, which are the dually pickup style, which are about 4 millimeters smaller in diameter. So they're 17-inch. They're also bud mount type wheels. And I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to use. That one I'm going to have to let the kit tell me what it wants when I get to that point. So, yeah, I've got several instruction books. So yeah, but anyway, there's that. Wow, this is gonna be fun. So, well, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because I got stuff I want to do with this, and I want to spend all day trying to do this, doing these videos. So, anyway, BTEX signing out.